Hello, it's Paula, and it is day 27 of my 30-day Rise Up Challenge. I wanted to talk with you this evening about being authentic. How many times have you walked around and you spoke things based on what someone expected you to say? You did things based on what someone expected you to do. You made decisions for your life based on the expectations of others. You know, if you are doing that, you're not being authentic. You're hiding your true self. You're minimizing yourself. You're trying to please others. And when you're inauthentic with yourself, you are your own red flag. And you will experience a life of unfulfillment. You won't find true happiness. You'll lack joy because you're not being you. You're not doing you. And oftentimes we're inauthentic because of, our past, things we've done. We haven't been the perfect person. We haven't always done things right. We've made mistakes. There's some things about us that may not be accepted by others. A lot of people are judgmental. They have their opinions, and to avoid conflict with family or to avoid being judged, you hide certain parts of yourself. Or when you have tried to be your own unique self, you've had friends or family or whoever tell you, you're ruining the family name. You can't represent us like that. So you try to fit in, try to be normal for others. But the truth is, you've got to be authentic. And the first step with being authentic, well, one of the first steps is accepting yourself. So it's time for you to truly accept yourself. And self-acceptance is defined as awareness of one's strengths and weaknesses, and is basically accepting yourself despite your flaws, despite your past behaviors, despite your choices that you've made in life. Accept yourself, flaws and all. And in order for you to start accepting yourself, you have to go through a whole process. And a lot of that process may involve you addressing your past, looking at your wounds, what's making you hide, what's making you feel guilty, what's making you feel ashamed of yourself. You also have to identify your strengths. Who are you? What makes you unique? What makes you special? Other things you want to do is figure out, who do you want to show up as in life? What type of woman do you want to be? What type of man do you want to be? What type of roles do you want to play? Do you want to play the role of husband or wife? How are you going to show up like that? Do you want to play the role of mother or father? How are you going to show up like that? What type of friend? What type of son, daughter? You have to ask yourself, how do you want to show up in people's lives where you are truly you? And then once you figure out who you want to be, or who you truly are, I should say, you really want to just start stepping in your own light. And you have to go through this whole process of removal. And number one, you've got to remove the lies in your life. You have to remove the lies that you're telling yourself. Things like, I'm not good enough, or no one is going to accept me, or if I show up as this, I'm going to be rejected. Stop lying to yourself. There are people who will absolutely accept you. You also have to go through the process of removing your old wounds. It's important that you heal. And there's many different things you can do to heal. I'm a coach. You can seek out coaches, therapists. There's a lot of ways you can go about healing your old wounds, but you have to heal them. You can't bury them. You can't try to resist them, because the whole thing of what you resist will persist. So what you're trying to hide and bury is always going to be sitting there waiting to pop up, and one day you won't be able to push it down. So you have to remove those old wounds. The other thing is removing those false beliefs. The beliefs that, like I said, no one's going to accept you, or you're going to be rejected. A lot of times we tell ourselves certain things to try to minimize ourselves, or we are repeating things that other people have told us. How many times have you been in a situation when you were younger and someone told you something negative about what you were doing? As a child, you remember those things. If they told you you weren't smart, or told you you were ugly, or told you you were never going to amount to anything, as a child or even a teenager, that stuff sticks with you and you carry it with you through life. And as you're going through life, it plays in its own cycle of behavior when you try to get a job, or you try to have a relationship, or you try to do something better for yourself, or even something as simple as just wanting to do something new or different. You know, you have these false beliefs of, oh, I can't do that. That's not for me. Nobody will accept me. You've got to let all that stuff go. Once you start accepting yourself and telling yourself the truth that you are enough, that you are valuable, that you are worthy, and that you absolutely deserve happiness, and the things that you do will bring yourself happiness regardless of what other people say, you can start being more authentic and you can start accepting yourself more. One of the things I've experienced is just, you know, I'm my own unique self. I've always been a little on the different side. I don't think I'm weird. I've been called weird, but I don't think I'm weird. But I used to hide it because it made other people feel uncomfortable, or I was just different compared to other people. And I used to just hide it, and I felt so unhappy on the inside. I mean, and I would mute myself. I'd stand in the corner. I didn't want anyone to even notice me, because then they'd bring attention to me, and I was so busy trying to hide, I didn't even know how to function as myself. You know, I wore a mask and just hid who I was. But the truth is, you've got to take that mask off. You've got to be you. People will walk through this life and criticize you. It could be the food that you eat, something that you drink, the music you listen to. So what? You're not here to please anybody else. You're not here to make other people comfortable. You are here to be happy within your own skin. So here's my challenge for you. I give you challenges with each video. Stand in the mirror, look at yourself. Look at every detail of yourself. Stand in the mirror naked and look at yourself every day and tell yourself that you are absolutely beautiful. Tell yourself that you are worthy. Tell yourself that you are someone special who deserves good in life, okay? Once you begin accepting yourself and you start stepping out into this world, you're going to feel a level of happiness, a level of joy, a level of fulfillment that nobody else can give you. I promise you. And I can say that because that's what's happened to me. When I wake up in the morning, even on my low days that I have, I mean, we all have our low days, I still know that at my core, I'm happy, because no matter what, I'm going to be me. People are going to either accept me or they're going to keep it moving. And that's just how it is. And that's how you need to be when you show up in life. So let's work on accepting yourself, because it's time for you to do that. That's how you become authentic. And when you are living your most authentic life, you will be living your most happiest life. Okay. I hope this helped you all. I want to wish you all lots of love, lots of peace, and many, many blessings. Have a good night.